What's up? AtoZSports Titan Game Day live here on a Sunday. Titans at home versus the Houston Texans. And we were going to wait until this Spain game ends, officially going to overtime. And so, no, we will just trudge on through. So, Titans are hosting the Texans. Can the Titans get off this losing streak? They have lost 4 in a row since they beat the Cardinals in Arizona. And then fired Brian Callahan. And here we are. Fresh off a bye week. The Titans are getting healthy. We'll update some of those injury returns here in a moment. And Easton has some data based on the teams that have been 1-8 in the NFL before and what happens after that. So we're going to do that. We'll do our X Golf X Factor as we do. We've got some bets out there from BTA Sports. We'll do our game predictions. And everything rides into kickoff just afternoon. So welcome in everybody here. Easton, tell the people what they got to do before we officially get going.
Yeah, what's going on, Austin? What's going on to all of you in the chat? Hope everyone's ready, locked, and loaded for what should be a riveting Sunday of football. Listen, the Titans-Texans game could be fun in a sloppy way, or it could be, 26-0 throttling like the last time they played. But the rest of the slate, some good games on TV today. I mean, this morning game has proven to be entertaining in some disgusting ways, and then we've got we've got Lions Eagles later. That's going to be a big one. We've got Chiefs Broncos, the Fraud Bowl. We've got I'm missing the game of the day. The Rams and the Seahawks is going to be just incredible. I hope it's way better than the last time we expected it to be a great game, which was Eagles-Packers, which made me viscerally angry at my television. I bet today's a lot more fun. That being said, it's going to be a good one, and we appreciate you all being here with us, spending some time on the Titans pregame show. All you got to do is like the show. That is our one it's our one ask of you all. Like the show on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you're watching with us, and then jump into the comments. We want to hear your thoughts on the Titans' chances to pull an upset today. Last I checked, they were 5.5-point underdogs. That number has come down from 7.5 to start the week. Okay. So some injury news has continued to push that in this direction. I can tell you, as somebody that is too in the weeds on the betting front and keeps up with where Vegas is at, sharp money has poured in on the Titans today to cover, which is interesting. That has also happened a lot in the last year and a half, and they've gotten throttled anyways because the Titans love to be in spots where they should cover and then find a way to not cover. But they covered last time they played a football game, so maybe they make it 2 in a row. We'll see.
Yep, let's get it going official. Welcome to AtoZSports, our Titan Game Day Live, the pregame show here, presented by our friends at X Golf in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. Also, our friends at BTA Sports, dominating the game with BTA Sports. Got to thank all of our sponsors here before we officially get going. So, X Golf, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. Man, maybe not today, but it's indoor golf season in Middle Tennessee. Play, train, and entertain at playxgolf.com is their website with their 4 Middle Tennessee locations. BTA Sports, you can use the code ATOZ14 when you download the app. You get a 14-day free trial before a weekly subscription of $9.99. The show link, the show description has a link for you there. Life is short. Buy a golf cart with Botero Carts with 2 locations, Columbia and Gallatin. Lipscomb University Sports Analytics Program, turning your fan drive into data-driven decision makers in the world of professional athletics. The Barrel Social Club, Kentucky, is right there for Kentucky and Tennesseans' destination for poker. And T-Dot's Nobody Trashes Tennessee campaign. Be part of the solution to end littering at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
And you demonstrated some endurance on that one. That was unwavering in the face of any stumbling going on.
Sometimes you come out of a bye week and you got some rust, and that's exactly what that was.
But listen, I respect the willingness to power through there. You the only way is through sometimes.
That's right. You just gotta get through that first drive and you'll be all right. And then the rest of the game after that, you feel the fresh legs
from here.
Bye week. Exactly, for sure. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this. Easton, the Titans have some injury luck coming back. I don't know, big time players coming back from injury that have missed the last few games.
That's right.
Do you want to get to that first, or do you want to get to your numbers based off of 1-8 starts?
Let's start with the reason why this number in the books, the Vegas number, has shifted in the Titans' direction, and that is the injuries, right? We have had the Titans trending in the right direction. The Texans this week have been going, the past couple weeks they've been trending in the wrong direction. They've got some key starters out. The Titans, for their part, and if you've been watching our shows or reading my work this week, then you are ahead of the curve on this. 3 pretty big starters returning for the Titans officially today when we got the inactives list about 70 minutes ago. Jeffrey Simmons, the best player on the team, will be back. If you followed him on social media, frankly, over the bye, you kind of already knew that because he was talking like a guy that thought he was going to be back. And so he's going to get a chance to start back on what was a Defensive Player of the Year campaign that he has some making up to do. But the way that he played at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't put it past him to get back on that horse. He and Tavondre Sweat playing together for the first time today in earnest. That'll be exciting, I hope. I think that will be a real test for a Texans interior offensive line, which is not the best. So Jeffrey Simmons is back, and then Arden Key coming back just in time as the Titans, since they last played a football game, sent Draymond Jones packing in a trade to the Ravens. So Arden Key, a lot of work for him to do. Now, if you ask Arden, and this was news to me this week, November and December are officially the months of Arden Key, according to Arden Key. I was unaware of this, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that means from him. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Cam Ward gets who is still on paper his best receiver on the team, Calvin Ridley. He is back from a hamstring injury that knocked him out. All three of these guys have missed a couple of games, I believe.
Yeah.
So they've all been out for 3+ weeks, or maybe exactly 3 weeks, whatever it
Jeff
is.
has missed 2 games. Jeff
played and a half because he went out in the middle of the Patriots game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit since we've seen these guys. That's a pretty big boost to both sides of the ball. And assuming that they are all healthy. Now, I don't think any of these guys, they're veteran players, right? I don't think they're the kind of guys that would come back earlier than they should. I don't see why you would for the Titans in this season, to be honest with you. Like, why would you push back and risk re-injury? So I'm going to assume until proven otherwise that they are good to go. And that is a pretty big boost for the Titans. On the Texans side of the ball, they're missing a couple of key starters. They're starting kicker, which sounds like not a big deal until you get into a game and realize that could be a really big deal. They are missing starting safety Jalen Petrie, and then most notably, starting quarterback CJ Stroud out for the second consecutive week after taking a nasty hit that put him in concussion protocol. He is still experiencing symptoms, and so we're getting the Davis Mills show now. Davis Mills, the last thing I'll say, Austin, and then get your thoughts on what this means for the Titans' chances today, has played now like 1.5-ish games. This will be his 2.5 game in a row for the Texans this year. There's a reason why they paid him. He's one of the best backups in the league. I think that he's the ideal backup for this team because he is somebody that has a really high floor. You can trust him to not make the play that's going to screw you up really badly on a Sunday. He can handle somewhat of a volume passing attack, and it's a very small sample, 1.5 games, but the Texans' offense has technically been more productive with Davis Mills under center than CJ Stroud, both in terms of points on the board and yards moved on the field. A lot of those came in what was garbage time turned not garbage time last week in the big comeback against the Jaguars, scored 26 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Needless to say, he is not somebody that you can just write off as like, yes, we get a backup today. No, he's a pretty good one.
Yeah, well, and as Jason says, backup quarterbacks go hard against the Titans. And then
this is
Andrew
true. They
says
do have a history.
Mills is going to have 309 yards passing. Watch, 309, very specific. Which it feels like he had just about that number in the fourth quarter against the Jags last week alone.
That's right. He was fantasy quarterback 1 last week. Did you know that?
I saw that. I did see that this morning.
Crazy.
But look, Dave, we've seen Davis Mills before. He's played some games against the Titans and has always performed fairly well overall. So look, there's good and bad things going on for the Titans, and we're stuck in this rock and a hard place situation of people focusing on the future, trying to find wins within the margins of wins and losses and growth and progress with a coaching staff that's largely not going to be here next year because they've made the head coach change so early. And now you've got Cam Ward trying to prove things with young players around him. Calvin Ridley comes back. Jeffrey Simmons back. That's a good thing as well. You want to see competitive football, but we're trying to figure out, are the Titans, how many more games are the Titans going to win? So before we dive into our X factors, our BTA bets, because we have bets placed on our sports books and our predictions. Easton, you did some homework, I guess. Nobody assigned this to you. You just did it yourself, overachiever. Right. But on the history in the league of teams that started the season 1-8, what'd you find?
Great question. Let me pull it up. I should be more prepared for this. I mean, technically,
you
not
told
homework.
me to ask you this question.
No, I know. Well, yes, and then I was sidetracked for a moment. Technically not assigned homework, but also you do pay me to look things up, generally speaking. So
yeah,
kind of
fair.
my job.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking into this week, and I got an assist from Nick Suss, who showed me the best way to look this up quickly. So thank you to Nick. whenever you have some weird statistical desire, Nick's a pretty good source to go to for how to find it. I was curious because we were talking pretty much the past 2 weeks ad nauseum every day. Hey, the Titans, they're 1-8. They have 8 games left to go. Are they going to win another game? And this was a pretty hot topic of debate in the media room today. We talked about it on the morning show twice this week. How many more games the Titans win? And I said on Friday with JT that I was going to do a comprehensive deal of research on this after I'd looked up just the first 11 that morning. I have now gone back through the entire Super Bowl era and found every team that started either 1-8 or 0-9. So as poor as the Titans or worse. And there are 111 of them in the Super Bowl era. The only there were only 14 teams that failed to win another game the rest of the year. That is 12.6% of them. So the odds of the Titans just losing out, not great.
And going 1-16.
Correct.
So 12% chance, 1-16.
It's just like straight historically with no more
Based
context,
off of
it is a 12%.
Yeah.
The majority of teams that started this poorly, 60.3% of them to be exact, won at least 2 more games down the stretch. The most common outcome, it just so happens to reinforce my narrative, so I'm going to point it out. The most common outcome was exactly 3 more wins down the stretch for these teams, which is what I have predicted this week on the show. Then you ask yourself, okay, well, that's 111 teams. They all have very different stories, I'm sure. How do we figure out who are the actually bad teams here? Because like some of them, I'm sure, lost their quarterback or played crazy schedules or like something happened. And it's hard to quantify the worst of the bad teams. The way that I tried to do it was just how many of these teams had a point differential as bad as the Titans at this point or worse. Because the Titans have triple-digit negative point differential right now. Like they're like minus 126 or something. And when you narrow it down to just teams that were that outscored at 1-8 or 0-9, that cuts it from 111 teams down to 30 teams. But 14 of those 30 teams, nearly half of them, won 2 or more games down the stretch. So the bottom line is, the reason I did all of this, and it doesn't mean everything, absolutely not. But the bottom line is that historically speaking, if we zoom out and exit our echo chamber of the Titans stink, everything is miserable. A lot of really miserable, seemingly hopeless teams in NFL history win more games in November and December than you'd expect, and maybe more games than you'd hope. And this is kind of the conclusion to I kind of think they win their way out of the top pick just because the odds are they will.
Well, and somebody just said the Dolphins win. That takes them out of the contingent for the top pick. Well, both teams going into that game today
Did the Dolphins just win, or are they?
The Dolphins did just win. Marcus Mariota threw an interception in the first play of overtime.
Tough.
And the Dolphins were able to just get a couple first downs and make that field goal a chip shot. So the Dolphins are now 4-7, winners of 2 in a row. The Commanders are now 3-8. So the Commanders have lost 6 in a row, which is the league's longest losing streak. The Washington Commanders. The Titans can get 1 loss away from that.
I'd say Titans hot on their heels.
The Titans and the Giants and the Falcons have both lost 4 in a row. So let's talk about the X factor for this game today. And so this is always the question we ask in the pregame show. It's what is the X-Golf X factor for a Titans win? What are X factors for the Titans to be able to win a game versus the Texans today? We will get to that here in a moment. But first, I'm going to tell you guys all about our friends at X Golf. They have 4 locations across the Middle Tennessee area. This is the time X Golf thrives because it's about to approach the holiday season. You're looking for things to do indoors away from the nasty weather because, yes, it's gorgeous out there today in Nashville, but there's rain in the forecast coming up. We know it's getting closer to Thanksgiving, and you want to keep that golf game strong, or you want to entertain family that's in from out of town, and you don't want them in your house all the time. So just buy yourself a few hours. Hey, you guys want to go to X Golf? And there's 4 locations in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. PlayXGolf.com is where to go. You can book bays. They have a great sports bar, a great food menu as well, and the best golf simulator on the market today. And if you have a golfer in your life and you're looking for that stocking stuffer, you know, a gift card. Why not? That would be awesome. I think anybody would be like, oh, hell yeah, gift card to X Golf, an experience gift for Christmas. You can do that for sure. Again, playxgolf.com with their 4 locations in Nashville, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Franklin. playxgolf.com. X Factor time here by X Golf. What are we seeing here from the chat, Easton? I will let you begin by checking out the chat's X Factor. What are you seeing?
Let's see. X Factors in the chat. I am seeing Cam Ward. How about be a tractor quarterback and not a trailer quarterback today? All eyes
Speaking your
naturally.
language.
That's right. All eyes naturally on the quarterback today. Out of the bye, what does he look like? The whole thing just like refreshed on me. Let me scroll back to where I was. If I can find it. Here we go. Cam Ward ball security from Adam wants to see the Titans keep the ball clean today. I think this might be an X factor. How about Jalen Armour-Davis not getting torched by anybody, namely Nico Collins? Yeah, I'd imagine that will happen at least a time or two, but how badly?
Yeah.
Ridley's hands. Let's catch the ball today. That's nice. Sustaining drives from West. Yeah, it's important to note the Titans did cover the last game they played in, but it really wasn't thanks to the offense. So the offense is going to have to play a lot better than they did the last time they were out there. The defensive line, Billy Jones. Looking forward to seeing Tavondre Sweat and Jeff Simmons out there together. Another vote for Ridley's hands. That's a weird X factor.
But he's back, and people don't forget.
No, sorry, not that one. One that I am reading but not putting on the screen.
Okay.
It's just thinking.
I was like, Ridley's hand seemed like a totally
this checks out, Corey. This is a perfectly fine one. Simmons and Sweat, what that duo can do. The O-Loon or the O-Line, either one, pretty big X factor today. Ball security, pre-snap penalties. So seeing a lot of clean football. Want to see some clean football from the Titans. The bar is low, and that is honestly a fair request.
That was going to be mine. I'll just jump in here because that wasn't going to be mine. It's like avoid the avoidable. Right? Okay. Which is pre-snap penalties. It's like you have the power. Only you can prevent pre-snap penalties from yourself.
Thank you, Smokey the Bear.
Like these are not effort penalties. These are line up the correct way. Don't get jittery. Do not line up off sides. God forbid. So that is mine. Is because that's just hurting yourself before you, the less talented team, even has the chance to be overpowered by the more talented team, right? Like,
yes.
Don't start yourself going backwards when you don't have to.
You know,
avoid the avoidable,
this?
Huh?
This was interesting on this topic. I found this out this week, courtesy. I believe it was Zach Lyons who brought it to my attention, and I might get the exact number wrong, but this is the right ballpark, so the spirit of it is correct. It feels like such an obvious thing, like the Titans have to quit shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties, right? And yet, when you actually look it up, the Titans are 18th in the league on pre-snap penalties this year, i.e. better than average, which is shocking to me. And I think it is true. I think what it demonstrates, it's kind of depressing. I think we feel like it's way worse than that because the Titans are so bad that every pre-snap penalty kills them.
You're like,
Like they are not good enough to overcome even slightly better than average pre-snap penalty rates. So it's not that they're particularly bad at committing them. It's that when they commit them, they are not a good enough football team to get over it.
No, never. Hey, look, got stuff on third down. Nope. Jad Ward lined up in the neutral zone.
Right, and that's why it feels like they do it way more, is because they may commit them at an above average rate. But I guarantee you, if you went and looked like, if you could come up with an overcoming pre-snap penalties metrics, the Titans got to be at the bottom.
Yes, definitely. So Easton, I will take care of this.
Get that guy out of here.
I got it. Sniped him real quick. Wow. You two, hey, easy there. You can't do gun shooting motions on stream. Sometimes.
You don't know what that was. It was so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you, an NFL ref?
You know what that was? That was not Cam Ward's average time to throw. Is what that
was.
Him. So fast. So all right. So I'll let you start or get to it. What is your X factor for the Titans today?
My X factor is the second half of the game. Not really a specific unit or a specific player, but I want to see them finish strong. I'm kind of expecting the game to have the same feel as the first time they matched up. Now, I hope that it's not a 6-0 game going into the fourth quarter, because it was.
Me too. More on that later.
It was a snooze fest, that one. But this is the kind of game that what did we see the Texans do last week against the Jaguars? Like, they turned it on at the end. This is a team that more than once this season has finished particularly strong. The Titans, known for finishing particularly poorly. I want to see them, whether they're leading or trailing, whatever it is, finish the game with some dignity, finish the game strong. Not shocking to say that the game will be won or lost in the fourth quarter. That's why they call it the witching hour. I want to get to the fourth quarter, and I may not even really care about what the score is until we get into that final frame, because I want to see how the Titans finish,
regardless of what the score is.
I mean, I will feel bad about it if they're getting throttled already.
Yeah,
but like if they're winning by a touchdown, losing by a touchdown, whatever it is going to the fourth quarter, as long as it's still a game, I am most interested in how they finish.
That's fair. I think I would also like to see there be some type of like conflict in the storyline in the mid to late third quarter, right?
Right.
It's like,
so let me make mine an actual X factor. The X factor is win the fourth quarter. It's going to be my X factor.
You know what? So basically, to define this, you want to be able to say, "Oh, big third down here," like in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Because and mean it, because everybody, I love that. Oh, hey, this is a big third down right here.
Hey.
You get to stop here. They can do this.
That's right.
If they get this, they can do that. A big third down here, right? That's the key phrase. Is do you find yourself saying that in the second half of this game or in the 2:00 Central hour of this game? I like that. Okay, so Curtis. Okay, I'm starting Cam in fantasy today. Fingers crossed. Best of luck.
I want to know what fantasy league you're in, brother.
Fantasy
16-team, 2-quarterback league.
Yeah, we did have some people complaining to the east of us in Knoxville and Chattanooga, complaining about not being able to watch this game. There may or may not have been some people in the chat trying to help them out with some maybe questionable ways of doing that or legal ways of doing that. I'm not condoning either, but they're there.
There are ways.
So there are ways, and Easton, you wrote about that at AtoZSports.com this morning about the worst case scenario becoming the reality of the broadcast map being so centrally, locally focused to Middle Tennessee and the Houston metro area, which is pretty wide. But I
think that, like, legally speaking, I'm not sure it can get much smaller. I think by rule, this is the smallest it can be.
Yes, and that's not good. It is crazy that can't.
I mean, it is inside the Titans building. I can tell you for certain that they're maybe panicked or feel like they a lot of negative emotions about that.
Yes. Hey, how about this for a super chat before we get deeper into this before kickoff? Johnny, water taxi, 10 out of 10. Thanks for the hookup, fellas. How about that? Bang, bang, bang. We gave away 5 pair, 10 total tickets to the National Water Taxi for today's game.
Gorgeous day.
Johnny was one of them. Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, I was texting with Andrew from the National Water Taxi some this morning, and those are phenomenal. It is a phenomenal experience. So, if you want to get to, they have a lot of home games coming up here in a row. So the nationalwatertaxi.com is where to go for that. Great experience for sure. And then it's not just for Titans games. You could just bebop around downtown Nashville and take the water taxi to do that. They also have it for concerts. So whenever you're having your downtown outing, check out the nationalwatertaxi.com. Okay.
You can do what downtown?
Bebop around. Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Okay.
That's when you go from one bar to the other, and this place and that place. Right. You bebop around.
Just bebopping.
You're never just staying in one spot.
Right.
So, all right, let's get to our bets here before we get to our official predictions for the game. Shout out BTA Sports. I have a bet that I found on BTA Sports for today. Last Titans-Chargers game, I won Chargers to not cover the 9.5. Titans plus 9.5 was my pick. BTA Sports, better for bettors. You can use the code. We have 2 codes. AtoZSports, 14-day free trial, $79, 12-month subscription. 12 months for just $80. Great deal. Or nice. AtoZ14, 14-day free trial, consistent there, and a $9.99 weekly subscription after that 14-day free trial to become a better sports bettor right there for whatever sports book you have. If you are a fantasy football player, maybe Curtis should go download the BTA Sports app and do the free 14-day free trial so we can optimize his fantasy lineup to not have to play Cam Ward today, or maybe to play Cam Ward today. But shout out to BTA Sports. Easton, I will start.
All right.
The over-under in this game is set at 37.5. I bet Mark Schlereth, who is on the call for Fox today, will say the National Football League verbatim over 37.5 times. That's his podcast.
Yeah.
But I also think there will be over 37.5 points. BTA Sports they set the total at 40.5. So that's a 3-point difference from BTA Sports likes the over. Davis Mills is feeling confident after that fourth quarter. The Titans are playing Jalen Armour Davis at corner and whoever else at corner as well, and whoever else at safety. I mean,
how dare you, Sam Womack?
Exactly. That's my point. And I think the Titans can score some points. I'm not saying a lot, I'm just saying some. But BTA Sports has it at 40.5. My book had it at 37.5, so I hit the over 37.5.
All right. I don't mind that. I know that our bet on the social accounts, courtesy of, I think JT made this choice.
JT did, yeah.
Yeah. The Calvin Ridley return game. Calvin Ridley's over-under set at 33.5. BTA Sports liked that pretty significantly.
Yeah, 66%, I think.
Yep. By the way, I'm getting texts from friends right now that are like, wait, I can get in this game for $20. Yeah, you can go I think they might just let you walk in this gate right now if you head downtown.
If you don't want to park, NashvilleWaterTaxi.com.
That's right. I mean, I don't have any props or anything today just because it's the kind of post-buy situation where I don't feel great about anybody. It's like I have questions about all the players I typically bet. Like I want to see what kind of legs the bye week afforded the young guys.
You know what I did? You want to hear what I did? Because we were texting about this. I told you I was like, we can talk about betting for 30 minutes, and I said I haven't looked at it, and then I was like, I just made a bunch of irresponsible bets. So
let me share my one and only bet. My one and only.
You
bet
have one and only. Okay.
I mean, I kind of like the Titans to cover today, and I've been doing a lot of live betting lately. I'm hoping that the Texans get the ball first and go and score, and I'll probably take the Titans live line at whatever that number jumps to.
Okay. I need the Titans to score 2 touchdowns today.
Just 2.
Just 2.
It's doable.
And I need it to be 2 of the following: Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Calvin Ridley, Alec Iomanor, Tim DK.
Okay. So we're going to get a Gunnar Helm touchdown today and a Cam Ward touchdown today.
And maybe Chig.
That's right.
So I put a
So you got 5 options for 2 touchdowns?
5 options. 2 touchdowns makes me very profitable.
Okay.
1 touchdown, depending on whom, would be a even.
Right.
Some touchdowns, if it's like I can't remember who my least if it's just 1, I think it's like I would rather it not be just Tajay Spears.
Right.
But if it's Tony Pollard or the others, then I can be profitable or even with 1 touchdown, but 2 touchdowns would be phenomenal. So this team scored 0 points against the Texans last time. I'm just saying, can we get 2 touchdowns today?
That's right.
For my money, because my college football yesterday was awful. Coming off my best weekend the weekend before. So yeah. So I've got anytime touchdowns for both running backs and the top 3 wide receivers. Just hopefully no goal line situations where they throw a play action pass to Chig or Gunnar Helm.
Right. All right. You gonna do some score predictions? We got the game starting here.
I've already seen some 6-3. Right. I see Titans 23-20 from Sean. Got some other Billy Jones saying 16-13 Titans. Another score prediction I saw earlier, 26-0 again. MB says 44 points today. Take the over. So look, we got some not positive predictions. 24-0. We got some shutout predictions. So Easton, what do you think about this final score here?
I am going to go 24-20. Texans win, Titans cover, and the over hits for you.
24-20. Titans cover, the over hits, and they score 2 touchdowns.
That's right.
That's a good day right there.
I'd be happy with a little 24-20 today. I really would.
It's a good day to get out of here. I think the Titans lose. I do not think they cover the 5.5. I think it's more like a 24-17 type number here. That is kind of my thought on that one. So still over my number, right? Yes. Still over. Yeah. Math 41, still over my number, and Titans score 2 touchdowns, but I think it's a tight Texans -5.5 type game, but we'll see. And hey, we'll be right back here at halftime to be as angry or pleasantly surprised as we possibly will be. So make sure that you come back and join us at halftime. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Once again, Outdoor, X Golf, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin. Their website, playxgolf.com. BTA Sports, just Click on that link in the show description. Use the code ATOZ14 for the weekly subscription or AtoZSports for the annual subscription for a 14-day free trial. Botero carts with your golf carts there in Columbia and Gallatin. Lipscomb University Sports Analytics grad program, the Barrel Social Club for real poker in Kentucky, and T.NobodyTrashTennessee.com is where to go for them. We'll see you guys to wrap up the first half at halftime in the postgame show later on. Enjoy the first half. Talk to you soon.